in the poorest poorest area in Park, and it is all that we do, we produce affordable rooms for groups, and we have disabled groups in boxing groups, kickboxing, line dancing, Morris dancing, bingo, craft classes, all them for affordable rates, and that's our main project. I'd like to show you something that we've done. Could we move from here, show you something what we've done since we come in?
Yeah.
3.5 years ago, this was a jungle. The trees was meeting in the middle, the grass was moving. We filled 3 skips with rubbish bottles, tins, whatsoever, needles. This is where we are up to at present. We've reached what we can do there. We're going that way now.
Of this group?
But I got involved, it leads up from a number of groups. I got made redundant in the early 80s, and you couldn't get a job then, so I threw myself into voluntary work. And we started Derbyshire Residents Association then, in the early 80s, and that meant all Park. And in between time it broke into group work with certain groups started raising their own residence groups, so we changed ourselves to Mount Pleasant and Cherry Tree, and that's how this came about. This was an old garage, and we turned it into a community centre. And from here, we broke into every group. I'm a member of Renew Park. I don't want to bore you with this, but I'm a member of Renew Park, the St Helens Federation of Chair that. I'm going now to the centre managers meeting. We're part of that. Trying to think of the thing. And we put on the carnival committee and all the party graph. We put that on, which is on the 14th of August. That'd be a good advert for it or something like that. And it's the biggest free, apart from Shirley Park, it's the biggest free car in St Helens. So all we're looking, we've got about 8 different marquees with the Bucking Bronco, line dancing, Morris dancing, Pumpkin Judy, all that sort in Silk Oxford. And that's the biggest thing we're involved in at present. Plus with animal rescue, we've got a network of telephones up and down to 10 different people. And we find an animal that's injured, abandoned or neglected, we phone one another. It's like a virtual animal sanctuary where we can do all them sort of things. And we've never failed yet. So I think that's, if we were to tell the truth, that's our main object, animal rescue. All these others are important, but not as important as that. Oh well, the party ground is the biggest. The activity where we party ground and the animal rescue, we founding members of that. And the biggest voluntary thing that we've done is St Helens Federation of Tenants. That is, we're independent, we don't get funded by anybody, we raise our own funds for that. And so we can say what we want. If we get funded by somebody, you more or less a tenant then, but the St Helens Federation is why they like it, because it's they can say what they want within the law, and that's them are the 3 biggest things, that the party ground, the animal rescue and St Helens Fed. But we've just started a big environmental thing here, like rags, bottles, handbags, shoes. We just started that environmental thing here, and we're hoping that's going to take off big ways. Well, they get also, I mean, the more support you have, the more umbrellas you have, the less you get wet, don't you? And the group that they join round here is either the Avenues Residence Group or the Mount Pleasant and Cherry Tree Residence Group. They're both well attended and they're both very active. So what they do, like saying, is if they're getting no satisfaction of the police, the council, and Rob, they do come to us, and we've got about 20 on the committee. And everybody's quite pleased with it, and we've improved the area through it, I think. So apart from that, I probably think about a dozen things when you're young, like, well, that's it. No.
So what benefits?
To the community, with a walking stick really, anything they can't do, they come here and they more or less treat us like the council. They think we're the council, they come and complain to us and complain if it don't get done, we're more or less protecting the council and then rousing from them, anything like that. And they're quite satisfied with it, you know, from a loose gate to neighbour nuisance. Neighbour nuisance is the biggest problem in the area. So, and it's a lot less than what it was, but anybody who suffers by it, it's terrible, neighbour nuisance.
So
well, we put newsletters out. I'll show you one newsletter which I'm halfway through now. We put newsletters out and tell them where we are and what we're about, and we always give them, at the end of the letter, we always put, this is your group, come and use us, like the Irish phrase, users or losers. And I put my phone number in, this phone number and my phone number in for anybody who wants to join. And we're open like sometimes till 10 o'clock at night, from 10 o'clock in the morning. So I think more or less everybody knows where we are, not the ones.